He was arrested on his wedding day in the UK. The story of a Jamaican groom who suddenly saw a police at his doorstep during the wedding. Imagine planning your dream wedding, the decorations, the guests, the suits, even the vow. Everything is well planned and well arranged, and everybody is expecting that that day will be one in a lifetime celebration. Suddenly, immigration officers from the UK, they just showed up at your wedding day without informing you, without sending you any note, no message, nothing. And what happened? And here you are being arrested. This is the heartbreaking story of a Jamaican man in the UK who was arrested on his wedding day for being an undocumented immigrant. His case has shocked many in the African and Caribbean community across the United Kingdom. Let's break it down here. What really happened and why didn't the immigration officers, why didn't they inform him earlier or even go to his house to go and arrest him? Why that day? And why is this story, why is it bigger than just one man that we're talking about here? This man in question is originally from Jamaica, who had been living in the UK for quite some time now. Not 1 year, not 2 years. But he was just trying to build a life for himself, for his family, and even back home in Jamaica. He even just had a baby with his bride-to-be and was even hoping that by getting married officially, right, quote and unquote, that his immigration status might be reconsidered. According to the footage from the documentary, officers from the UK Immigration Enforcement, they arrived at the venue just before the event will kick off. They calmly informed this man that he was being detained and the man was looking. Why? How? Why today? What's going on here? But when the man asked, why am I being detained? The immigration officer, they said, for immigration matters. This man was shocked, but he composed himself because, you know, it was his day and he had all the well wishers around him there. So he quickly composed himself. He did not make any trouble. He did not make any noise. He did not even create any scene at all. He even asked respectively, can I please say goodbye to my wife because I'm not sure I'm coming back. The officer allowed it to happen. The officer allowed the two of them to have the last moment together. This man even hugged that her bride-to-be, and the bride-to-be cried profoundly. The bride cried. Even their baby was also nearby, but the little baby doesn't know anything. The little baby doesn't know anything now. Maybe later in future, she will get to see this video that we're recording now. It was a moment no family should ever face in their life. Not on that very occasion. No family should face such. Here's what this Jamaican man said that broke the heart of people online, that people were really crying inwardly for him. The man said, I've got a little baby. She's only 4 months old and she doesn't understand all this. But I do. I'm a father. Also, I'm a partner. I just wanted a better life for my little baby, and I want a better life for my immediate family, which is my wife as well. And also, for people back home in Jamaica, because things is not really going easy over there. Not just because this man said this that made people to shed tears for him, but because of how calm and gentle this man was during the storm. The man was really calm, was gentle, without making any noise, without making any scene at all. The UK immigration laws are very clear. They spelled it out here. If you are in the country illegally, even wedding won't stop the enforcement. They're going to carry out the enforcement because the law is the law. According to the officers that came in there that day, the officer said, this man immigration status had expired long time ago. And he had no ongoing application pending by us. And at the same time, when we even check here and there. So, this made them to walk in there to come and detain this man and remove him from the UK straight back to Jamaica. They even advised that this Jamaican man, right, he should return back straight to Jamaica and go and reapply again to re-enter the UK. But we all know the trick. The moment this man, traveled back to Jamaica, is coming back to UK, is going to be difficult. And the process might take a lot of years before they will even grant him a visa to come back to the United Kingdom, especially now that he was being deported by the immigration authority. And there's no guarantee at all that that visa will be approved when he gets back to Jamaica. So the bride was in tears profoundly, was really, really in tears. And people were doing what? They were just trying to calm the bride down. Family members, they looked devastated. Even guests, they were seen confused. And some of them were even angry about the fact that why would immigration officers walk into this place today in particular to come and arrest this man? In fact, one of the staff at the registry office even said that in her 15 years here that she has been working at the registry, that she has never seen something like this. It was painful to witness. The wedding never happened that day anymore. That wedding was cancelled completely. A celebration that turns into a tragedy. And the community now, and also some immigrants in the UK, after the clip now went viral, many Africans and Caribbean immigrants, they now begin to speak out. Every one of them started talking, wow, 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 wow. Some even said, this is why we are afraid of registering marriages in the UK, because they are watching us. When you go there to register, they will come after you and you'll be taken away back straight to your country. Others felt torn. They said they understood the law must be followed, that the law is the law. The law of their land need to prevail. You need to respect the law of the UK. But to some people, they also felt that the timing was too cruel. That, why would they come in that same day to come and arrest this man? So people are not happy with that action alone. One Nigerian woman in London even posted, right, on her social media, and she said, what happened to that Jamaican brother could happen to anyone undocumented in the UK. And now, many people are living in fears also as a result of this documentary that went viral. The truth is, thousands of Africans and Caribbeans, they live undocumented in Europe because, some, they overstayed their visa. Others, they even came in through family, but couldn't regularize their stay anymore because the time has passed. So for them to go back to the home office to go and, perfect their stay, it's difficult. And as time goes by, then things started getting worse day by day. That's why many, they even live in silence. They work odd jobs because they need some money to send home back to Africa. So, some of them, they even raise children also there in the UK. Some even raise children in Africa there. So they need to send money back home. But every day felt like walking on a tight rope because they are so scared. Anytime they wake up like this, they are scared of immigration is at their doorstep. This arrest only reminded everyone of that painful reality. In fact, just few weeks before this case that we're narrating now, a similar incident involved a Haitian man in the UK. This man was also arrested during a legal process. That was after he was trying to register his childbirth at the home office there. This man was also undocumented, and immigration officers were notified sharp through the registry that this man will be coming to register his childbirth, and this man is undocumented. Yes. Many immigrants are getting caught this way, not by doing crime, but while doing family paperwork. They walk in there and they arrested them. Some even says the law is the law. You need to respect the law of that country where you are. Others says the system lacks compassion. Some people are saying, could the arrest have waited till after the wedding? While some are complaining that why couldn't they give this man a kind of small, short-time visa based on the fact that he has a child there in the UK? These are questions that many are asking because sometimes the law clashes with life. What are the lessons learned here? This story is not just about one Jamaican man. Definitely, it's not about one Jamaican man. It's about all immigrants who live or who base in the UK. And also, it's a mirror that every one of us here we need to look into. And also a warning to every one of us who lives undocumented in the UK. And this is also a cry for compassion. We need to cry for this compassion of a thing, not during wedding day. Come on, bro. To every Africans or Caribbeans living abroad, please and please, if you're undocumented, try as much as you can to watch this video and try to know your status. Your status is very, very important in that country as well. Check your document regularly because sometimes the document it might have expired, but you might not even know. Or sometimes even your status might change, you might not even know. Or things might have changed in the law, which you even know. Please don't assume that marriage or even having a baby will protect you in the UK when you are undocumented. Because I've seen some people, they said, Shebi, when you have baby in the UK, automatically you get paper. Or maybe when you marry, you get paper. No, because the system doesn't work that way. At the same time, let's push for the system that recognizes people's humanity. Now, let's pause here because many people might ask this question now. Why arrest him on his wedding day? Why not let him finish and pick him up later? Well, UK immigration law is very clear on this. Marriage to citizens doesn't automatically fix your immigration problem. Not at all. People are just looking at it from the far. But, in the book, it doesn't guarantee at all. And if the authority believe that the marriage is being used to regularize your stay, they have the legal right to intervene. Even at the wedding day, even on the wedding day, they have that right to come in there and intervene and whisk you away. What happened that day was not just a dramatic scene. It was a legal thing that they follow, and it was a legal things that happened there on that day that they took this Jamaican man away. And it's not a new thing at all. In the UK, immigration enforcement have stepped up even to start to check some registry offices and ceremonies, especially for what they call sham marriages. A sham marriage is when two people get married just to help one person get legal residency, not out of genuine love. And when authorities suspect this, they don't wait. They swap in sharp, and they're walking in there to disrupt that wedding. But the bigger question here is, why do many people stay abroad illegally? Knowing the risk? For many of us Africans, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Zimbabweans, Congolese, you name it, life back home is very, very hard. We borrow, we hustle, and we cross oceans looking for a greener pasture. And sometimes the paperwork will expire without you even knowing. Even if you know, if it expires, you can't even go there to renew it. When visa runs out, your asylum is denied. But instead of you going back home, we stay put, we'll die here. That's why now we talk. We're going nowhere. Why? Because back home is not it's not funny. It's not rosy. So we'll buy here and that's why now we talk. And instead, we'll just disappear into the shadows. We walk cash in hand, right? And we live in fears. We avoid going to hospital. Even when you're sick, you can't even go to the hospital because you'll be scared. Maybe they'll whisk you away. You always avoid police, especially when you see even security car, you think it's a police car. And you even pray that one day that nobody should knock on your door, like this, your heart will jump up. But life like that is not a freedom, my brother. It's a bondage. You're in bondage there. You can't even marry legally because you don't have a stay, you don't have document. You can't rent a house with your name. You can't even get contract phone with your name because you are undocumented. Even if they robbed you, you can't even call police at all. You will just that one will be your problem there. You can't travel or even mourn your loved ones at home. If someone poof for Nigeria now, you can't even go. Because when you go back to Nigeria to go and mourn that person, how do you want to come back? So it's going to be a problem. So these are some of the problems that you face when you're undocumented in abroad. And every day you live knowing that one small mistake, checkily like this, they will check your ID card. And before you know it, straight, Murita Lasso say, gonna be your song. But one thing is clear, my brother, my sister, This situation is happening more and more, and the high time we get used to it, the better for us all. Africans and Caribbeans abroad are getting caught in immigration traps, especially after Brexit and even stricter immigration policy in countries like the UK and in Germany. So, what can we learn from this our Jamaican brother's story? First, if your visa expired, please don't hide. Seek legal advice. There are often ways to extend or to even appeal your application. Second, don't assume that marriage is your way out. Immigration services, they investigate marriages now more than ever. So get that one into here, my brother. Third, talk to organizations that support migrants, charities, legal aid groups. They can help you understand your option, because ignorance of the law doesn't protect you from its consequences. And to those of you guys who are planning to japa by any means necessary, plan well. Prepare all your papers. Let it be pay. Don't rush into a foreign land just to end up undocumented. Please don't do that. Take it easy. It's better to come legal and build it slowly than for you to live in fear abroad. This our Jamaican brother's arrest was painful to watch. It interrupted what should have been the happiest day of his life. We don't know what happened next. Whether he will be deported, allowed to appeal, or even detained for a longer time before they will deport him back to Jamaica. But one thing we know here is that it didn't have to get this far. And my take here, living abroad without paper might feel like you're surviving, but it's not a sustainable thing, my brother. The risks are real, and no wedding, no baby, no sympathy can erase an immigration offense just overnight. It's not possible. So let's educate each other, help each other, and even plan smarter. We share this our brother's story, not to shame him at all, not to shame anybody, but to educate and to use this story to protect ourselves. Many of our brothers and sisters are going through silent struggle that you and I don't even know, but within themselves, they are in pain and there's no one to help them. Please, let's talk about it in the comment there. And most importantly, please and please, let's be informed. And if you have any advice for any Africans who are undocumented, please and please help us put it in the comment there. Definitely, it might help someone out here. And thanks for watching AfricanBlackGoldTV. If you learned something new, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We've got more powerful stories coming your way soon.